This is VM Video Master here, and today I want to talk to you about something that always gets me in the mood. Horror movies. I mean, after all, if you go check out my other channel, Horror Master, I haven't been posting much on there lately because, well, Horror Master cannot think of anything lately for that one. But anyway, I mean, with Valentine's Day coming up, you know, we all like to watch those Valentine's Day horror movies. Now today, I want to tell you about 5 horror movies that are Valentine's Day inspiring that I recommend you watch. Number 1, Valentine. Now this movie takes back all the way to the 50s when these high school kids are at their Valentine's Day dance. And this nerd, I don't call them nerds, I call them future millionaires of the world. But this nerd is going up to these popular girls in school, who we call the future single divorced widows. He goes up to one of them and asks them if they'd like to dance. And so, she goes, "Get away from me, you nerd," and she pushes him to the ground. And he gets a bloody nose. And he says that he would get his revenge. And a couple of years later, those 5 girls either have boyfriends, are married, engaged, or they're divorced. Or single. Because they always say, if you're horrible to someone, that will happen. Me, I don't have that special someone yet, because I just haven't found them yet. But anyway, a couple of years later, all those girls started getting weird messages and strange packages from someone called their secret admirer. One girl gets a box. Oh, by the way, if you have seen this, then you probably know what those gifts were. If you haven't, sorry, I'm going to spoil it a little bit. But one girl gets a box that says, "Your secret admirer," and inside are candies, but with live maggots inside. Now that's disgusting. Now I don't remember how she got killed, but the killer was someone wearing a Cupid mask and wearing all black. Now, like I said, if you have seen this one, it's starring Denise Richards, and I don't know who the other girl was, but she did play in the second Austin Powers movie. She played Felicity Shagwell. That's all I can tell you. That's all I remember. But anyway, if you haven't seen that movie, it's called Valentine. Number 2, My Bloody Valentine. 1984, I recommend. Now, that one ruled. It took place in a town called Valentine's Bluff. Now, the town has a certain local history of a serial killer known as Harry Warden. He swore that if they celebrated Valentine's Day at all, he would come back and kill every last one of them. Well, a couple years later, those kids of the townsfolk who were warned, they started celebrating Valentine's Day again. They had a Valentine's Day dance, started decorating the town in hearts. And so the local town decided, hey, it's local history, it's just in the past. So, they decorated the school gym with all kinds of hearts. Everybody's decorating, getting happy, getting all romantic. Until one day, they find out someone was killed. A woman who worked for the town, and she gets killed, and inside they find a heart box with a human heart inside. I don't remember could they say when one of them gets killed, they find a certain poem, and if it's a poem that rhymes, Harry Warden has returned. And the poem did rhyme, and that meant that Harry Warden did return. So the mayor said, "That's it. This dance is off. Take every heart, every Cupid down." And all the kids kept getting killed, one by one by one. He didn't even want to see the name Valentine's Day. I recommend you see that one, especially the one in the 80s. Number 3. Now, the 2000 version of My Bloody Valentine. Now, I recommend you see it because my favorite guy is in it. Jensen Ackles. I think that's the one who plays Dean in Supernatural. Jensen Ackles. Or I don't know, I can never pronounce his name. But, anyway. Sorry, you guys, I was checking the percentage on my phone. Number 3. Like I said, the 2000 version of My Bloody Valentine. Now, this one, I wouldn't recommend so much because it wasn't that scary or gory. But it's just the same as the old one, except there weren't no teenagers killed. It was mostly all grown-ups. And Harry Warden died, like, in the beginning. So, it was more like a copycat version. So, I wouldn't really recommend that one, because it ain't really that good. They ruined it. It's like they're copying the 1984 one. But the 1984 one, I would recommend. Number 4. The greatest movie ever made. Bride of Chucky. Now, if you've seen Bride of Chucky, you know what I mean. And you know what it's about. If you haven't seen Bride of Chucky, the story goes, the Lakeshore Strangler, also known as Charles Chucky Lee Ray, his ex-girlfriend, looks for the doll he put his soul in, puts them together, and tries to resurrect him to see if it's possible if they could get married. Or to see if she could actually put him into a human body. So she actually brings him back to life. Boy, did she make the biggest mistake of all. The only thing she did is bring back a bastard back to life. Because the ring she was wearing, it belonged to someone he killed. Oh yeah, the one I got from Vivian Van Pelt. I dumped her in the river, remember? That ring is worth $5 or $6 grand, easy. Anyway, he kills her, puts her spirit into a doll she bought, and he tries to find his body that had an amulet around it. So you probably know the rest of the story. Sorry, you guys. This cold is giving me kind of a sore throat. And number 5. Now this one is actually cool. Sorry, I was looking it up because I can't do the last one. I was actually looking it on Google because some of them they don't really make sense. But like I said, I was looking at it on Google on my phone. Dracula. I guess it is about love, a vampire who wants his bride and all that. But Dracula. I mean, it may not be all that gory, but it doesn't hurt to go back to the classics. Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman. Doesn't hurt to go back to the old beginnings. When I first started watching horror movies, my very first one that I ever saw, very first gory horror movie was Chucky. Child's Play 2. Then I got to all of them. But yeah, 5th one, Dracula. I would recommend you see that. Any Dracula would do. Christopher Lee, Bela Lugosi, doesn't matter. But I recommend Christopher Lee. King of Dracula. But anyway, you guys, that is 5 horror movies that are Valentine's Day inspiring. And let me know in the comments below what you would like to see in a future video, because, I'm with this whole coronavirus, and they're trying to open stuff back up slowly, but please let me know what you'd like to see in a future video. It's been helping my subscribers go up, and a lot of you have been commenting. I really appreciate it. And if I get a lot of subscribers, maybe one day, if I can, maybe one day I'll give back to you guys for subscribing. I promise. A lot of YouTubers do it, so if you would comment what you'd like to see in a future video, I just do this so I can make friends. A lot of you out there, you've been subscribing, you already seem like my friends. But just subscribe, hit the like button, and, you know, tell other people to subscribe. To me, it already seems like I got lots of friends who subscribed. But anyway, you guys, like I always say, just be careful. Take a mask, gloves, and some hand sanitizer, and stay 6 feet apart from someone, even if it's someone you know. And I will see you in the next video.